In today's video, I am going to be doing a comparison to the Nintendo Switch and the PC. But the interesting question is, what will the video quality look like? And what will the frame rate be like? Well, that's why I came here to make this video. Cue the intro. The Nintendo Switch was released on the 3rd of March 2017. When it came to the game shop to purchase the console, it cost me £280. And I'm not gonna lie, the console is pretty expensive even for Nintendo. But it was totally worth it. It was a beast. It even came with 2 Joy-Cons, a HDMI cable, a charging dock system, and the actual console. Oh, and of course AC power cable. But we will not only be experimenting the resolution of the game, but also the frame rate too. So without further ado, let's get down to this. If you go into your system settings and scroll all the way down to your TV output, then you can change your resolution from there. You can change your resolution up to 480p, 720p, and a great quality of 1080p. But here is my little issue that I'm a little gutted about. I'm a little gutted that Nintendo Switch didn't have 4K as a resolution option to the TV output, because if it did, we would have been able to record our gameplays up to 4K or 2160p. But on the brighter side, we have 1080p as a really good resolution, and it's good enough for me. Speaking of video quality, let's go ahead and experiment it. If I was to record a gameplay video on my Nintendo Switch at 720p, then I would get a nice frame rate of 60 frames per second. Even though the resolution is a little below than 1080p, but I'm still okay with that. And if I was to edit the video on Vegas Movie Studio with the resolution, but if I was to upscale the resolution up to 1080p, I would still get the same result, 720p at 60 frames per second, but it's still good enough for me. If I was to record the gameplay video on my Nintendo Switch at 1080p, the quality would be really good, but the frame rate goes down the way. I would only get 30 frames per second. And if I was to edit the video on Vegas Movie Studio, and if I was to attempt to raise the frame rate at 60 frames per second, it would not only spoil my video, but it would also spoil the frame rate. So it's not actually built for that, which I'm gutted about. But on the brighter side, you still get a nice quality. So there you go. When you record your gameplays on your Nintendo Switch, you get 720p at 60 frames per second and 1080p at 30 frames per second. Okay, so we finished testing out our Nintendo Switch. Next we are going to be experimenting on the Windows 10. So anyways, let's get into this. I got this Windows 10 from a shop called CX, and it cost me £360. And that was a pretty good bargain. It has been used by someone else before, by a previous owner, but this is a beast. A total beast. And I was even able to record my gameplays at 720p, 1080p, 1440p, and 2160p, also known as 4K, which is one of the best resolutions. And it's the best you're gonna get too. So if you have Windows 10 like this, then you're gonna see such an amazing quality. And not just that, but even you'll be able to record your gameplays at 4K at 60 frames per second. So compare it to the differences on the Nintendo Switch. Of your Nintendo Switch. If you were to raise the resolution high, the frame rate would go down. But if you were to lower the resolution, the frame rate would go high. So see the differences to the Nintendo Switch and the Windows 10? That shows that how badass this Windows 10 can be. And when I was testing out Sonic Forces on my Windows 10, the frame rate and the resolution was beyond words. I loved every single thing about it. So like I said, if you have Windows 10 like this, you would love it. Not forgetting that if you have a PS4 Pro and an Xbox One S, then you would get the same resolution as your Windows 10. And that pretty much wraps up for today's video. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. This has been UltraSonicHero, and I hope you all have a great day. Take it easy.